Yes, and that's Facebook.
Welcome. Another edition, bruh, of the Man Cave Morning Show.
It's the Man Cave Morning Show.
Hey, I'm excited to be here. I just get excited when I wake up in the morning now. At my age, I wake up. I'm here. You know what I'm saying?
General crack.
Shout out to everybody on the check-in. It is Open Topic Tuesday, so we're going to be talking about a lot of different things, man. Listen, start your watch parties, share it out. We're here. BKS1 Radio Studios. Shout out to the team. Shout out to Suits. My partner just walked in.
Has arrived, boss.
Yes. That's the official troublemaker of BKS1 Radio. Absolutely. Shout out to everybody watching us live right now on BKS1 Radio TV on YouTube. Shout out to everybody watching us live right now on Twitter and Periscope.
Respect.
Salute. We are in the building. In the building. Shout out to everybody on FB, man. We got a lot to talk about today. Open Topic Tuesdays. I'm going to clap it up for that. That means we could talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. And we got a lot of things on the agenda, too. Let me get some love real quick. Shout out to Aisha. I think I'm saying it right. Aisha. Daggone, my bad. Shout out to Pamela Swain. Shout out to Kaz Minor. Kaz Minor on the check-in. What's good? Denise Sparrow, Ingrid Judge, James Scott, my man Big Zay. Everybody in the building. Listen, as y'all trickle in, Sam Seed on the check-in. Sam Seed, what's good? A lot of different things we're going to talk about today. Everything from relationships to what's going on. There's always new things now with Kanye, with Nick, but we're going to talk a little bit about mental illness and a little bit about domestic violence as well. You know, a lot of people really don't think domestic violence when it comes to men is real.
Can I get a witness, sir, please?
It's a falsehood. So we're gonna go. I want to go into this clip. I know we was like going there already. I want to go into this clip.
First thing you going in. Okay.
I want y'all to watch this clip, right? With this interaction between this young lady and this brother, and y'all tell me, is she wrong or not? Real talk. Because I trust y'all to be honest. Also, the phone lines are open. You can call in 646-233-1302. Again, that's 646-233-1302. Oh my God. 646-233-1302. Yo.
I finally caught him.
Yes.
Finally caught him.
Yes. Let's clap that up.
He always yelling at me.
Adios, meal. Okay.
Soup's got you nervous, sir.
No doubt.
All right.
So let's get this thing on and popping. I'm going to show y'all this clip right now. Let me make this bigger for y'all.
Get out! Bitch! Ooh! Ooh! Mom! Stop hitting that ball like that! Mom! Bitch, I'm telling you! Mom, leave that ball alone! Go with me, Facebook now!
Oh, I gotta show that to y'all one more time, just in case y'all missed it in the back.
Get out! Bitch! Ooh! Bitch! Ooh! Mom! Stop hitting that ball like that! Mom! Bitch, I'm telling you! Mom, leave that ball alone! Go with me, Facebook now!
All right. Now let's talk about this thing, man. Because
she whooped his ass.
Listen.
She whooped his ass, bro.
There are some people that would think that interaction with a woman and a man going through that is, not so bad.
There are people that believe that.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Domestic violence is domestic violence. Would he have been wrong if he called the cops and say, I was assaulted?
Would he have been wrong after getting hit in the face 35 times if he hit her in the face? What then? And if that happened, right, and he called the cops, guess who going to jail? Out question. No questions asked.
Yeah.
She could have broke his jaw. He's still going to jail.
Come on, man. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Listen, I want to hear y'all opinions. We're going to read some opinions in the chat. Also, again, the phone lines are open, 646-233-1302. I'm just saying, was she wrong?
She was absolutely wrong. However, some people in our community don't really, honestly, I'm not even joking now. Honestly,
Shout out to Pamela Swain.
Don't have a problem with that type of behavior from women. Certain women, not all women, but certain women feel that that's justified and it's not violence. It's just that's simply the way it is. And if he were to reflexively, General, on a reflect, kick or punch or scream, he's the worst thing in the world, going to jail for the rest of his days.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. Let me read some comments. Sam C said, if my girl handles me like that, I'm going into witness protection. Shout out to Sam C. Thank you, sir. You got this over here.
Yes, thank you.
I'm not even going to bother you no more.
For once, I get it right.
Shout out to Diva Kim Sharif. She said, what the hell? She said, hold on. The comments keep moving. She said, what the hell? Now, that had me... now, had he really swung back, he would have been wrong, basically. Ladies, keep your hands to yourself. Pamela Swain said, wow, that's bad. Same rules apply. Domestic violence is a crime. Shout out to Carla Richardson. She said, Norm, my hubby hurt his shoulder. I took him to the emergency room. They separated us and asked him, was he being beaten? She dead ass wrong. Yo, shout out to Carla Richardson, man.
I'm glad that they asked that question.
Ingrid just said we need some context to what happened.
What context you need?
But what do you need? Because it was in front of the child. See, whatever context, whatever it was in front of the child or whatever. And my whole thing is, even if you are going to have a verbal, and this is how I think, right? I'm in a relationship. I got children there, and even if I want a verbal spar with my mate because my mate did something wrong or whatever like that, I'm gonna be like, let's go in the room.
Yes.
Or let's go out in the car.
Yes.
And talk about X, Y, and Z. There's certain things you still don't let the child see. I'm just saying. Whatever the context was, I'm just saying. And we're using that as a premise to talk about domestic violence against men, how it's overlooked.
When you say verbally spar, I'm going to ask you a question. You and your lady arguing. You see what I'm saying? you say something. You talk for a living, so you know how to talk. You say something that gets under her skin. Look. She slap you.
Wow.
Now, wait.
Wow.
This happens all the you driving in the car. You and your wife. No, I ain't gonna. No.
Go ahead.
I ain't gonna say
Bro,
that.
use the example. Go ahead.
Listen.
Go ahead.
You driving in the car, right? You and your wife get into something. Listen. This happened to me. She threw a drink on me.
Okay.
I swerved the car, then scratched me and clawed me. Based upon nothing but what I said. Do you consider that domestic violence? Because you know if you would have slapped her, bruh, you going down straight up. There go Norm, he got warrants, take him away. Do you consider that?
Here's the thing.
Based upon your vote, what you saying, not what you
Here's the thing.
doing.
I mean, in the perfect world, nothing's really ever supposed to get us to a point to where we hit our significant other or we hit our mate. Nothing is ever supposed to get us to that point. All right, this is not a perfect world. We all are emotional. You walk in, you see your mate, you hear your mate on the phone with some other dude.
Go ahead.
Oh, I love you. I want to do this to you. I want blah, 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 blah. It's going to trigger emotion, right? It's going to trigger emotion. Same thing with a female. She walk in, hear a dude talking to some other female, you know, blah, blah, blah. I want to do this to you, blah, blah, blah. Let's meet up, whatever like that. And she hear all of that, well, it's going to trigger emotion. So, still not right for her to put them hands on him. Still not right for him to get emotional, but this is reality. These are the things that goes on in this world. But I'm getting back to the fact that what we just saw, it was in front of the child, and you heard the child saying, "Mom, don't do that." The dad, he was distraught. You know what I'm saying? He was distraught. So there's still no justification for that. Let's read some comments. Let's read some comments right now. Shout out to Shonda Trent. Pamela Swain said, that was hard to watch. It was like a woman getting beating like that. We would be up in arms, protesting, shutting down the jails, looking for the violator to execute. Facts on the spot. Facts. Domestic violence has a definition. It's not option-based. Kwane, call in 646-233-1302. Do I need to put the number in the post, or could somebody put it in the comment section, please?
So boss,
go ahead.
Listen, I understand what you're saying about domestic violence, okay? I want to bring this back to the preview of women assaulting men. This is the topic we're talking about today.
Right, it's the Man Cave Moon.
We're not going to get off subject or whatever. What I'm saying to the audience is, okay, you and your old lady start talking, right? It goes left, or she has a feeling, and she slaps you. Wait, she strikes you. She spits on you. She does whatever. You are expected as a man, rightfully so, listen now, to not respond. General, of course, in a perfect world. Now you done had a bad day. Your job has been difficult, whatever.
Talk about it.
You come home, your wife on some emotional, the female on some emotional stuff, and her emotions causes her to strike you. Watch this. And out of reflex, not out of intention, out of reflex, you strike her back. The world has come to an end. You are a monster. She calling your mama and your grandmama's mama and the 5 o'clock news and the Man Cave Morning Show and Me Too and put them on there and you ain't nothing, you ain't this and you ain't that. Where perhaps in this particular instance, she has a habit of getting physical. Look, shut up, Norm. Simple? Or ribbing you, or these type of things happen. That's number one. Number two, as a man who has been the victim of domestic violence at the hands of a woman.
Me too.
This happens. So we're gonna talk for real.
Y'all people what I said? Me too. The calling number. The calling number is 646-233-1302. Go ahead, Will. Sorry.
So. Oh God, Norm, you always full transparency. Look, get into the argument. Whoop, wop, the whoop, the whoop, whoop. This woman that I was involved with got up on top of the couch.
On the couch.
And gorilla punched me like Superfly Snooker with the, right? And then she started to she started to beat me. Listen, guys, listen. So I'm covered up, but she hit me in my kidney, general, and my leg out of reflex. Hit her. I kicked her.
Yikes.
To this day, right? I've asked for forgiveness. I feel horrible about it. I feel guilty. Carla, can you just hold on 1 second? I feel guilty about it. Right? No, this is real talk. I feel horrible about it. But in my mind, the way I was raised, you're never supposed to hit a woman.
Facts.
She beat my butt so bad, my reflexes took over.
It happens. It does happen. It happens. It happens.
Go ahead, Carla. We listen.
Caller. State your name. Where you calling from?
Hi guys, it's Tammy Walker.
Tammy Walker,
Hey,
welcome,
Tam, what's up,
welcome to the show.
You know, I told her not to tell the truth. I was that girl where I was putting my hands on my man because I knew as the position that he had that he could lose his job, and I knew his job meant a lot to him. Yeah, I took advantage of that when I was younger. I was off the handle, or I would just pop off and just and everything like that, right? And let me tell you what stopped me from doing that. One time I popped off and I smacked this dude, and the dude smacked my back. And when he smacked me back, and I said, "Oh my God, you smacked me so hard, you so wrong." He said, "No, you smacked me first, and when you smack me, you cannot control the velocity in which I smack your ass. If you smack back."
Agreed.
He said, and then when you put that out in the universe, he said, "We were taught to not hit a woman." He said, "But you deliberately assaulted me." And he said that had it been anybody else, I would have went down on you, like you struck down. And he said, "I did it to stop you."
Yes.
He was simply out of control.
Yes.
Was he wrong for doing that? And I'm going to tell you, ladies, absolutely not. And let me tell you why. Because if you put your damn hands up and hit somebody, they're going to hit your ass back. It doesn't matter what the gender is. See, we forget gender when we put our hands on people. And we said, we are taught like, turn to other people. I'd have taught my son, you put your hands on him, you got to protect yourself, because now these girls are killing men now. Because the men don't want to hurt them and get to the point where you go back in the corner where they're actually hurting the men. When do the men get to a point where he can defend himself without going to jail? I was one of the women. For us to sit on the phone and act like we have not done no shit like that, I know someone has to say, I've never done it. I'm telling you, I was young and I did it. I would pop off, I would hit guys and everything like that. Do I regret that now? Absolutely. I have a son. I want nobody doing that to my son.
You know what? We got so much respect for you, as always, but for sharing that story, Tim, because I heard so many, and I got to be honest. We're honest here.
Yeah.
I heard so many women justify why they had to punch their man in the face or punch him in the throat.
There's no justification. If he pop off and punch you in the face, what justifies that?
And then I've actually seen women that get away with that unpunished. I've seen that too. Yes. And I witnessed that too. And it is wrong. It's wrong on all accounts.
We're wrong.
It's wrong because there are some women that can overpower a man or that can beat a man's ass as well. And I'm just keeping it 100. But also, there are some men that will allow it to happen because of how they've been raised to not to don't ever touch a woman, to don't ever physically harm a woman, and which is that's the right way. But I'm saying, if a man retaliates or tries to protect himself, he's probably going to be the one that ends up going to jail.
Let's take this a step further, guys.
Let me wait. I'm gonna take it a step further. Now, in my later years, I pop off and everything like that. I'm with this nice guy, right? Now, let me back up a little bit, because when I started assaulting guys started assaulting me, and I looked at that as a form of love at that time. Like, if he wasn't getting mad or jealous or whatever, then he didn't love me. I was one of those sisters now. Now, and because of that, I allowed myself to get abused over the years. But let's back up. I was an abuser too, okay? So I got with this guy one day, and the guy we was out and everything like that, and the guy raised his voice at me. When the guy raised his voice, he turned around. I had a weapon in my hand because I thought that I just wanted to defend myself. The guy broke up with me, never dated me again, but it taught me a lesson. that every man is not going to punch you in your face. He's going to walk away from you. If you have any signs of aggression, if you're cursing in front of him too much, if you're doing things, I had to fall back and learn how to be a lady in my 20s. When I should have already been a lady. Feel me?
Which, thank you.
But life taught me how to, not just, when I said humble myself for a man, I had to understand that the man was the head and I was the body, and I was walking around here like I was the head and the body.
So there are several relationships within our community that follow that pattern. That's the first thing. The second thing is when you have a man-child seeing this type of interaction occur between his parents and between the couple, it perpetuates the stereotype. It perpetuates the negative behavior. Tammy also mentioned something that I wanted to bring up. You are a man, for instance, that doesn't believe in hitting a woman. The woman starts hitting me. I go to the door. General, Tammy, the woman go into the door jam and bar me from leaving the place. And I'm trying to physically remove her. And as I'm trying to move her, she's punching me more. Second story. As I'm getting hit, I grab her, stop, right? And leave the mark on the shoulder, on the shoulder, right?
That's all we need. That's all we need.
Police.
That's all we need.
You know what she said?
What's that?
Dawood.
Hold up, Tammy.
You know what she said? Dawood has warrants. Take them. And I went.
Wow.
A couple of times.
Wow. So she didn't fed you to your oppressor.
That's right. Watch this.
Wow.
The next day,
I've done that.
Next day, wow. Listen to the sickness.
I feel horrible that I did that in the past. I'm not going to say his name, but damn, I apologize. I was a mental sister, and I could have messed up his brother's life, but I didn't do that, but I almost did with my foolishness.
Well, you know
what?
I'm
just telling you, sisters, if the man don't want you, you can't make nobody love you.
Ooh. Wow.
That's some real stuff, right? You cannot make anybody love you. And if he has to come and be violent with you, he ain't going to never love you because you don't put him in a position where he feel like he has to be on guard or he's going to be attacked. He ain't going to never love you. He's going to go to that soft and pink girl.
A lot of women equate.
They don't have all that chaos.
A lot of women equate love with physical aggression. A lot of women equate love with physical aggression. A lot of women feel that way.
Caller, hold on, Tammy. Caller from the 908. State your name when you're calling from. You on the Man Cave Show.
Oops.
Caller
hey, Norm.
Hey, who's this?
It's Quane, Pie Lady. How are you?
Hey, Pie Lady. Welcome to
the
show.
Welcome back.
Good. How's everybody?
Good. All right.
Great.
I know you got some thoughts on this. What's up?
Here's my thing. A lot of times we take things that are primordial and we put them in categories that are contrary to who we are as human beings. And so violence and the propensity to be violent is a primordial urge that exists in all human beings, right? Because our number one goal is to survive. So anything that we feel attacked by, whether it be words or whether it be physical, sends us into a primordial urge to defend, right? And this is where patriarchy, hypermasculinity works against men. Because you created a world that said that women are the weaker vessel. And you created laws, you created ways of being and thinking, and you connected ladylikeness, all of these things to help you forge a society where patriarchy rules.
Right.
And now here we are, and y'all are saying this is some bullshit.
Okay, so
women shouldn't do this. Women shouldn't do that.
So
women are attacking me. Women, But for years, this level of thinking worked for you and helped you subjugate and control the free will of women.
But
I don't think.
Go ahead.
I don't think anybody should put their hands on anybody.
If I may,
hold up, Kwani.
Let me respond. I say it's bullshit.
Let's respond.
When men hit women, and I've always said that. I say it's bullshit when women hit men.
Absolutely.
Now, I agree with everything you're saying. Here's my supposition. When a woman is violent towards a man, right, she is treated proportionally different than the way a man would if it was the other way around. Now, if that's because of the patriarchy or what was created, I agree with you 100%. What I'm talking about is if you're a man raised, born and bred, never to hit your woman,
facts,
and you should happen to get into a relationship where you're with an abusive woman, but
facts,
you love her and you're not mature enough, it's a difficult situation.
Yeah.
Now, is it right for men to do it? Is it right for the patriarchy to create? No. What I'm talking about is there are a lot of men that are within the sound of my voice that are in this particular conundrum. There are way more services for abused women than they are for abused men. Now, to abuse anyone and to be violent is wrong, but there are way more. There's a social milieu that's grown up around men abusing women, but when it goes the other way around, right? We don't have as much access to help as women do, even though the system is wrong. Period.
You're right. You're right. But you have to own up to this is a world that was created by men. This is a phenomenon that is created by men that is backfiring as we grow and develop as human beings. You know, we don't always act on our primordial urges. They are there from the beginning, but we have evolved cognitively as human beings. But sometimes some of our policies and some of our thoughts have not evolved with us as human beings. So now we have a world that favors women when it comes to domestic violence and doesn't favor men. So my question for you guys is what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to concede so that those tables turn? You can't be both head guy and chief, beat my chest in one.
I'm a caller. Can you hold on one second?
Wait a minute. We lost Kanye. Yeah, listen. Kwani, call back. Just call back because another caller came in. We tried to mute the other caller. We muted the wrong person.
So is that
Kwani? Is that you?
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
So the question becomes, what are you willing to?
I would like to respond. Okay,
this is only something that
let me directly respond. Let me directly respond. You're talking to two men that do not believe in the patriarchy. You're talking to two men in particular, and wait, let me just finish. And there are other men that don't believe in that. We raise our daughters that way. Okay, we speak out. We do everything we can. My issue, and I'm trying to answer the question. My issue is when you don't have a chauvinistic man, when you have a man that truly believes in equality, and he's abused. He doesn't really have many places to go. I understand patriarchy. Wait, I understand white supremacy. I understand what was created. Okay? I've raised a daughter in a certain fashion. Right. I believe in equality. Right. I stand up for women's rights.
Right.
Everything in my power to do, I do. That being said, this phenomenon occurs. It happens. And it happens a lot. And there are a lot of men that are crying out that don't know what to do, that are not thinking about the system or the patriarchy or what they've created. They know they love their wife, and they know they love their child, and they know they're getting their ass whooped every day.
I don't want anybody to justify it because of how it used to be and how it was and things. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't justify it because it's wrong on any account.
Yeah,
it's wrong on anyone involved. Wrong on any account, and I don't feel that anybody should be trying to justify why it's okay
to be abusive
to
anyone
if it comes at the hands of a woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
You're not thinking that I'm justifying it, are you?
No. I'm not.
We having a
conversation. No. But
okay,
trust me.
I don't.
I'm responding to YouTube and to Twitter and all of that too at the same time. But go ahead.
It's not good. So it's just like, so if I may, Will.
Yeah,
it's just like for me, for white people who say, I was not my ancestors, I didn't do this to black people, but you inherit the legacy. And in a lot of ways, the legacy benefits you. And in the times when the legacy doesn't benefit you, I get it. But until we own that this is a problem all around, it just shows itself in how we treat women when it comes to domestic violence in this situation. But this is a total issue that's based on the whole nature of patriarchy. And so then we have to ask ourselves as individuals, and this is the individual question, this is the question that we always ask women. Why are you attracted to people who don't respect your humanity? And why do you stay? This is a question that is asked of women all the time when they are in domestic violence situations.
So
why are you attracted to that type of behavior, and why do you stay? So the question that I would have to ask you, Will, because I'm listening to your stories, and I'm sure this is not the same story with the same woman, correct? These are different women. These are different occurrences. My question to you would be, why are you attracted to that energy?
Okay, so allow me to answer the question.
Yeah, and then we got to take another call.
Number one, when you're dealing with men that accept...
I'm going to hang up and listen. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
All right.
When you're dealing with men that do accept the responsibility, right, that do know the privilege that they get because of men, I'm an older person now. I am no longer attracted to that type of person. This was in my past. I don't accept that behavior in the future. Right. So what I want to say to Paul Lady is she's absolutely correct. I no longer accept that. But when I was a younger man, it happened to me, and I would like to be a voice for younger men or men in general that are now currently in the situation.
Hold on.
I want to be a voice for men that are in the situation now. And I want to give them some guidance and some comfort to say, hey, there's a lot of things we need to talk about.
Caller, you hear us? Caller from the 973.
Hey, it's the Diva. What's going on?
What's up, caller? What you driving?
No, I'm actually sitting outside the hospital right now.
Okay. What's on your mind, Diva? What's up? How you been?
Okay, what I wanted to say to you was, we as women have to be careful. We really do. My ex-husband, I literally hit him one time, and that was because he made me feel like I was a widow, because he took his charge. There was a stampede over at the Kaaba. People died. He never called home. I didn't know if I was a widow. The day he got home, I was so happy to see him, but so mad because he never called home. I hit him once, hugged him right after. He used that in our divorce complaint.
Really? Wow.
Yep. So we have to be careful. We should not put our hands on anyone for any reason. But if we do, we have to be careful and be ready for those consequences.
I mean, facts. I mean, again, we've been talking all week about emotions kicking in, and you know what? This is why some people got off of any criminal charges from crimes of passion and all of that, because emotions kicked in and whatever, and people beat murder cases because of crimes of passions or whatever. But we have to deal with our issues a different way than physicality towards one another. You know what I'm saying? So
right. And for me, it wasn't an emotional slap because I was like so happy to see him, but so mad because it would have taken just one phone call to put my mind at ease. But that still did not give me a reason to hit him.
What's the name of the sister? This is
Diva.
What I want to say to you is thank you for sharing your story. That's the first thing. Second thing, I concur with you. We do have to be careful. Third thing, what I would like to say is men and women process information differently, right? So where maybe Diva may say you need to call me, right? The brother might have been, I don't know, I'm just saying. The brother might have been saying, listen, let me just get home. You see what I'm saying? Forget the phone call. Let me just be on my task to get home. Then once I get home, I can explain myself. That's a different mindset than you need to call me right where you are to let me know because you're worried.
Right.
So the lack of communication, right, contributed to the demise, unfortunately, to the demise of the marriage. But what I want to say is, men and women, black men and black women, we need to be more compassionate towards one another. We need to be more understanding. All of us, me and you, need to take a breath from emotions. I need to take a breath. Diva needs to take a breath so that we can decompress and then hear the story. Oh, baby, I'm sorry I didn't call you. However, this, that, and the third, right? But when the jump into conclusions that we do sometimes, right? These type of things happen. We have got to be more transparent, more compassionate, and less assigning blame to the other person.
But also, too, we got to be more in control of our emotions. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, a lot of times that adrenaline kicks in from you being angry or upset or mad at a person, whatever. And like the only reaction you know is to put your hands up and smack somebody, or to put your hands up and you don't want to punch somebody, or whatever the case may be. At my age now, I'm so in control of my emotions. I'm around these young kids out in the street that do dumb stuff every day. When I'm out and about, whatever. And the younger me would have hauled off and hit somebody right in the face. The older me is like, you know what? Instead of me punching him in the face, let me talk to this young brother to explain to him why he was wrong and why his actions and what came out his mouth just now was wrong. And I learned that over the years. You know, maturity kicked in. But you got to apply that also. Like I apply that also to the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like Sandy could say something crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at it like, did that just come out your mouth?
Yeah.
Or did you just didn't you blah 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 blah?
Yes.
And my reaction is not to put hands on her. It's to sit down and talk to my wife. You know, or to explain to her why that bothered me, or why what you said, you know what I'm saying, I don't agree with, or why your actions are causing a problem between us. You know what I'm saying? So
and I totally agree with that.
Right.
It takes us becoming more mature to learn that factor, because like you said, that younger me, that younger me was the one who hit her husband. The older me now is like, okay, I just send you a nice little text message. You good? That's all it takes. Just are you good?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, we got to learn to handle our issues. Diva, we want to thank you for calling in. We're going to read some comments from
Thank
FB.
you, Diva.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alrighty, I will talk to you guys later. Have a good show.
Thank you.
You too, see, and listen, praying for your mom. Diva, we're praying for your mom.
Respect.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, sweetie. You take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Kwane say, when I talk to my young men, I tell them that the weaker vessel concept sets them up for failure. So they have to keep that in mind when making choices. Kwane said, that's huge, Norm, because hyper-masculine men will call that a B move.
It takes us becoming more mature.
Caller from 646.
To learn that factor, because like
yo, what's up? I wanted to build on something that Wu was saying. Like, yes, both sides, we do have to come to a reasonable understanding. Like, you know, for example, a man's out in the world all day, he's getting beat down on his job. So getting beat down on society in general. Then the last thing he wants to do is come home. And then the minute he gets through the door, his lady starts.
Right.
Speak on it, sir.
Go ahead,
Speak
bro.
on that, brother.
And then you know, and then that goes the other way too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you know, your lady's out in the world too. She's black. She's going through it too.
That's right.
You know, on a different level, on so many different levels. She don't want to have to come home and argue with her man either.
Right.
So on both sides, you know, we have to find the balance. And then on another thing, I'm gonna tell you a situation with me. One day, I caught my lady cheating.
Speak on it, sir.
Turn down the music. Go ahead.
And I didn't wild out. I was just quiet. I was like, I don't know, it is what it is. So, I'm slowly getting my stuff together because I'm about to move out.
Mm.
So the whole time I'm quiet, she's starting in on me.
Mm.
So, all right, cool. So she calls her friends over to the crib, and now she's really, really trying to start something.
Mm.
Yes, sir.
So eventually I get mad and I'm like, yo, back up, or you know what I'm saying, we're gonna have a problem. So one of her girlfriends comes over and was like, I don't care what she do to you.
Mm-hmm.
You better not do that and
Right.
that. The minute she said that, Shorty popped off on her.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow.
So
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
my grandmother told me ever since I was young, if a woman's man enough to put her hands on a man, she better be man enough to take what's coming.
Listen, but you know what?
Hey, I'm
listen.
not promoting that narrative. I'm just telling you what I'm told. I defended myself. So now her friends come over. Now I'm trying to fend off 3 women. So now, we was living in an apartment complex. So now I got them and dudes coming. Oh, dudes like, oh, he put his hands on a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it was just a big mess.
So, as you're defending yourself,
right?
That's not how it's seen. Now, is it, sir? When you are defending yourself and defending your life from being harmed by who? Women. Is it seen that way? Absolutely not. Did more than one woman attack him? Absolutely, yeah. And then he said, men joined in. So the concept of self-defense, our only defense is to leave. But now, if you're getting hit while you leaving, what? 2, one thing, General, you talking to a man that got, sorted cheating, left, and built my entire world from scratch. And when y'all first met me on the air,
what I had.
Angry, bitter, dawu, blah, blah, blah. Am I that now? No. I've grown. But what this brother is saying, General, happens, and I want to talk about it.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yep. But matter of fact, at the end of that, I was in jail.
Been there, sir.
I spent 4 days in jail.
Been there, sir. So did I.
And then I got out.
So did I.
And I had to put my head, tail between my legs.
Yep.
And I, call family like, yo, I need to get up out of here now.
And start again.
And
like a man, start again with nothing.
Listen, bro.
Strength.
I had to rebuild from scratch. And I wasn't afraid to do that. And now here I am 20 years later. I'm 10 times better than I was.
That's what's up.
Sir.
That's what's up. Listen,
Love
bro,
you,
we definitely appreciate you
Love
calling in and sharing that story, my brother. No doubt. No doubt.
All right, brother. Y'all have a good one. Yo,
respect.
Absolutely. Peace and blessings. Listen, I'm going to keep it 100, bro. My story, it worked out the opposite. I actually was the one that kind of had the card to make the call whether she gets locked up or not.
Okay.
And I chose because there were kids involved.
Yes.
For the officers not to lock her up.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like she threw a printer at me. Picked up a printer.
Yes.
And threw it at me.
Yes. Boosh.
Boom.
Yeah.
Little kitchen knife. Boom.
Yeah.
Had a little trickle of blood. Had the little trickle of blood.
Yes, sir.
Coming down, whatever. Officer came to my crib. They was like, Mr. Bradley, we're going to take her down. You're bleeding, sir. But when they saw the blood, they was like, you're bleeding, sir. Boom, boom. Had the little knot from the printer. Had the little knot. I can laugh about it now.
I'm sorry.
I can laugh about it now.
I'm sorry.
But it's like, had the little whatever. So they was like, we're going to take it down. And I thought about it. I was like, and then the kids, when this was going on, they was actually across the street. And they were actually her kids.
Yes, sir. Speak on it, brother.
And, at that time, kids treated me like I'm,
right. Yes.
A lot of respect, a lot of love. Yeah. So I was like, and they had to go to school in the morning. I would have been the ones that had to take them.
Yes, sir.
All of that.
Yes, sir.
And I had things to do, and I was like, nah. I said, don't lock her up. I said, nah, please. I was like, I knew one of the officers, and I was like, please, I was like, do not, don't take her down, whatever. Like, we're gonna work through this. We're gonna talk about it. You sure? Y'all gonna be able to talk? Y'all gonna blah, blah, blah. We ain't gotta come back, do we? Blah, blah, blah. The whole nine, whatever. I was like, yeah. We're gonna talk about it. So please do not take her down. So
I'm not laughing at you.
It's all good.
Because I got the same story. Go ahead.
It's all good, bro. But what I'm saying is that's how I handle that situation. Shout out to Tony Smith. She's a damn Storm. I didn't do all of that when I beat you. But seriously, men or women shouldn't put their hands on one another. Men and women shouldn't put their hands on one another. Fortunately, it happens. Yeah. Nah. Time. Listen. When you beat me up.
Oh God.
When you beat me up, I couldn't hit back because my father would have kicked my butt.
Oh, that's funny.
And it's funny, right? We tell the story. This is 7th grade. Me and the time good friend of mine, man. I love her to death. T. Barry. She does catering. She does drinks. She'll bring whatever right to your house. So y'all make sure y'all hit her up. But it's definitely good. It's funny. We became like the best of friends. Yeah, in the 7th grade, she did the windmill on me.
Right.
Man, scratches on my face. 7th grade.
So,
shout out to T-Barry. Much love.
So
Zoo man. Zoo, what's good? The knot from the printer. Yeah, bro. That knot from the printer was real. It was serious. It actually still hurts every now and then. I get headaches. But go ahead.
So as I'm bleeding in a similar circumstance, so the same person, right? And the police come and they ask me what happened. Jim, I cut myself. Right? And the cop was like this. And the person in the ambulance was like this. I was like, I said I cut myself.
Hold up. Pot lady, cut it out. Don't try to put that spin on it. She said, so not one of the responsibility of the kids cause you not to have No, it's not
not
that.
Have her locked up.
It's
that's not what it is.
It was the fact that the kids had to come back across the street and gonna be like, where's my mama? Where's mom at? Because they was across the street chilling with the neighbors. Whatever, when it was going down. But nah, cut it out. Don't put that.
Yeah, I was reading it as I was telling the story.
Try to put that little spin in there.
Man, try again. It was within his rights, right, to have the person that assaulted him and assaulted me arrested.
Right.
Damn, you didn't want the responsibility. You shut your ass up. Your ass going to jail. Bye. I'll deal with it. The point of saying is, as men, when things like that happen to us,
right.
we do not some of us do not exercise the ability to call the law because we know what's going to happen when the law comes.
Shout out to C. John. C, what's good? What's good on it? Kwame said she had to go to jail. That's where she is. Hold on. Tracy Abrams says she would have been locked up under the jail. Nah, I couldn't. I couldn't. Ingrid said, ha. She said Norm didn't want to babysit. Nah,
that is y'all stupid, yo.
Y'all wrong for that.
You wrong. I reject everything you're saying.
Listen. I hate. Let me just explain something about me, and I don't care if I catch backlash for this or not. I hate when courts get involved in anything.
What?
I hate when the system gets involved with family matters. And I do understand sometimes it has to happen. I get all of that. But I hate bringing them into situations that I know we as people can handle and deal with ourselves.
Right.
All right? So, when for me to get the police to handle our problems, I'm going to tell you another a situation real quick and not to veer off of what y'all talking about right now with Norm didn't want to babysit, whatever like that.
Stop it.
But I'm gonna tell y'all a situation. So these in front of my business outside, there was these little young kids, and they was doing little mischievous stuff, little stuff they shouldn't be doing, being badass little kids. They was basically being badass little kids and throwing rocks over this and doing that, whatever. And I came out, I was like, oh, what's up? And I'm with Sandy. Sandy's in the car. I was like, what y'all doing? Blah 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 blah. And then one of the kids was like, he did it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm calling the cops. I'm calling the cops right now. Faking the phone. I'm faking the phone.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm calling the cops. Faking like I'm dialing, whatever. And the kid's like, no. Why you want to do that, mister? Why you want to do that? Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, all right, what's your names? And the other one was like, Tony. And then the bad one, I was like, what's your name? He's like, I'm not telling you. I was like, what's your name? He said, I'm not telling you. Whatever. I was like, do me a favor, man. Do me a favor. I said, let me tell y'all something right now. I said, what color am I? This is what I did to the kids. I said, you're black? You're black. Well, I said, what color are y'all? Look at your skin. Black. Well, I said, this is a black-owned business. I was like, one day y'all gonna have a black-owned business. I was like, do you want anybody throwing rocks at your business or doing anything wrong to your business to hurt your business, and you're just trying to make money and whatever? It's like, no. I said, well, don't do that. Don't do that to mine. Right. Don't do that to mine. Whatever. It was like, okay. I was like, all right. I said, y'all go home, blah, blah, blah. And they got on their bikes or whatever. Now, somebody else would have called the cops on them because they was wilding out.
Yeah.
But I'm like, why would I possibly, because with the climate of today, put them in further harm?
Exactly.
By calling the cops on them. And I don't mean to say it like that, but it could have been the wrong set of cops that could have came. Mm-hmm. And that situation could have escalated. And God forbid, I do not want on my head that because I called the police, a child was hurt, harmed, or was killed. I don't want that on my head. Mm-hmm. And I thought about all of that, whatever the case may be. So going back to the whole situation with the young lady that threw the printer at me and then cut me a little bit with the kitchen knife or whatever the case may be. No, it wasn't because I didn't want to watch the kids or nothing like that, but I thought about the kids. And that's the reason why I did not call the police. And then I also thought about, one, I just don't believe in the system in no way, no how getting involved in my business.
So to some of the, I gotta clap that up. To some of the women in the chat that are saying you just didn't want to babysit, why is it not possible?
Y'all acting up.
That you were showing compassion? Why is it not possible that you saw the bigger picture? Why is it not possible that you didn't want the woman to go into the system, or in my case, the mother of my children to be locked up? Because as a black man, I know what happens when you get caught up in the system. Why does it have to be some selfish weakness on your part? Why can't you be large enough and compassionate enough and loving enough to put yourself second, even though you were done wrong? Is this, women, have you never heard of this concept? Is this not what you want to happen? Not to make fun. Listen, you legitimately thought about everything and put yourself second, because that is what grown men do. That's the first thing. Second thing, we're talking about a particular pathology, a particular linear subject. That is women that commit domestic violence against men. That is what we're talking about. Turn on every other show and listen to how abusive men are. On this show, and this radio station owned by this black man and this other black man, we are examining the pathology of why some women think that violence is an option. Violence should not be an option. It should not be excused in any form, shape, or fashion. If you want equality, take the equality of accepting the consequences for your own actions, since you want to be so equal women.
Caller from the 314, state your name, where you calling from. You on the Man Cave Show. What's up?
What it do, General? It's your boy Chance checking in from St. Louis.
Chance, salute. St. Louis on the check-in. St. Louis, what's good?
Nothing. I was just calling in to touch on some of the issues y'all was speaking on.
Okay.
You know, for me, coming from a broken home, you know, I think it for men and women, I think that it starts at a young age. You know, what you see growing up. I think it has some attachment to do with like generational curses.
Speak on it.
And you know, for me, I mean, like you say, why do women choose to be with abusive men? Well, maybe that young lady growing up, she didn't have a dad, and so she's always been reaching out, trying to find that love from a man, no matter what form it came in.
Yes.
If she was getting attention, she was going to take it. I mean, myself, I didn't have a father growing up, and so, even at 38 years old, I still find myself, like attaching myself to older men and trying to find guidance or trying to find some kind of, a good advice, and, growing up in an abusive home, it was just, seeing things like that. And so I feel that it starts with, like, in a sense, we were taught that, even though we know, it's still a choice how we react to a situation. I still, feel people struggle, but like you say, us as brothers, I am my brother's keeper. We got to, teach our youth and stuff and keep these young men accountable.
Absolutely.
And,
absolutely, sir.
Yeah, I'm just enjoying everything y'all speaking on today. And it's just, it's, everybody goes through things. I've been married 18 years, and I have to say I'm blessed that I haven't had an abusive relationship.
God bless you, sir.
But at the same time, we pick and choose our battles. There's a time to walk away, and there's a time to stand your ground.
So I got a question for you. You said you grew up in a broken home, right?
Yes, sir.
Didn't everything that you learned in that situation make you love and treat your wife with that much respect even more?
Speak on it.
It did because it stems from, I watched my dad, beat on my mom, and then both my parents left, and my grandma ended up raising me from the time I was 5 years old. And I watched my, aunt and uncles, the abusive relationship. Yes, some of it may stem from alcoholism or drug abuse or just the way they were brought up and just everything, and I said, I wanted to make a choice. And I struggled, to a point till I met my wife. And, it was kind of like she saved my life, but I said, I want to make a change. I want to be like geese and mate for life. And I want to, I want to, they say, either stand for something or stand for nothing. And I said, you know what, I want to make a difference. And it helped me in a sense because of everything I went through. I said, if you love somebody, you're going to tell them the truth, and it's just, I don't know, man, like I'm emotional right now because everything you guys are speaking on just took me back in time. And
so
I don't know, it's just,
I want to say something to you. I love you. I love you. And I appreciate that you took the responsibility, though in your past you saw certain things. You took the responsibility to face the generational curse, right? And to make a change and to be the shining example. Number two, I love you and your wife because you accepted the help from your wife, right? Not fussing and your fault and my fault and justification. No. Stood flat-footed and let your wife, right, be a beacon and an example for you, and then you could be a beacon and an example for her.
Facts.
And even though we joke around a lot, and even though we yell and we scream, that is the point for these type of conversations to occur in our community. Hopefully, people shut up long enough with their opinions and their emotions and their feelings to hear a brother like you doing God's work. I appreciate you, brother.
No doubt. Yeah, man. One love, man. Appreciate you, family.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Respect.
No doubt.
Yes, sir.
We'll be back this Wednesday with Live in the Cypher, man, so make sure you tune in.
Dig it.
Oh, you know I will.
Salute, man.
Salute.
Peace and
Respect,
blessings.
baby.
Shout out to Chance.
Salute, Jim.
All right, man.
Peace, y'all. One love.
Yes, sir.
No doubt, no doubt. Listen, phone lines are open. Also, too, if somebody wants to come in live, y'all see that TV screen in the right corner that says the Man Cave Morning Show. If you want to come in live and be a guest, or you got some commentary where you would like to be a part of the live broadcast, we can pop you in live right now.
Dig
all
it.
right, we will send you a Zoom link, and you will pop right into the TV box. All right, that's how we doing it now. A lot of changes is going on at BKS1 Radio, so y'all look out for a lot.
General, this subject is apparently taking legs, sir.
Absolutely,
because we haven't got off of it the entire show.
But
it is well.
Absolutely.
It is well.
We have some other things to talk about.
But we can, General. We can, but
broken families and
it's a profitable show,
homes.
bro. Yeah.
All right, so let's go into this, right? Because I really need, and it's funny because we got Tracy and Kanye and Ingrid on there. I respect all y'all opinions, man. Everybody in the chat, the callers, I respect all y'all opinions.
I respect every opinion.
Our views and everything.
Yep, I really do.
Different views and
I
all
love
of that.
all of you.
I really need to know how y'all feel about and it's funny. It's funny. Every day something different happens with this whole Kanye West situation, right? And I seen Tracy. You made a post about Kanye West. I've seen that. I think I responded on it, or whatever the case may be. And when I see people, people call, oh, he's a clown or he's a jackass. Nah, I mean, do we really call people a clown and a jackass that have mental illness? Or if you're suffering from mental illness and you do something crazy, do you deserve that label to be you're a clown?
But we live in a society.
Or you a jackass?
We live in a society that will clown you and will label you.
Yeah. Okay.
That's where we live.
So I got to go to this, and let me bring this up. And first, I'll let y'all see this right here. So it says Kanye West reignites Drake's beef and calls out his wife Kim Kardashian. I don't care about the Drake beef, but we're gonna talk about how he called out his wife Kim Kardashian. And there's been a series of I don't believe in putting our family business on social media, but lately Kanye's been going in, which tells us something that maybe they are possibly having marital troubles. Divorce may be in the works, separation, whatever the case may be. But here's one of the things. I'm going to show this to y'all, so y'all pay attention to the screen. Here's one of the things he put on social media.
I put my life on the line for my children. That North's mother would never sell her sex rape. What?
Do y'all see that? This is one of the things Kanye treated. This one of the things. So that's just one. That's crazy.
Kim tried to bring a doctor to lock me up with a doctor.
That's one. This is all recent, so you know something's going on, y'all. Drake, we don't care about Drake.
Come and get me. This is the Exodus, like Pusha said. Chris and Kim call me now.
All right. So, and this one, I don't know if y'all can see, but
I can't see it, bro.
So this is Jay. This is a tweet. You ready to talk now? Or are y'all still avoiding my calls? This man's going through something. Again, not making a whole bunch of excuses for his behavior, but this is somebody that's reaching out for help.
He is.
Because this is stuff he's posting on social media about his children's mother, about the mother-in-law, about the relationship. So he's putting all of that out there for us to see. How do we take that? How do we process that? And what's your views on it?
So this must be the year of powerful black men, right? Expressing weakness and calling out for help. This must be the season of that, because if you look at Kanye, if you look at what Nick was saying, right? If you saw Will's face on the table, listen, Ye needs help. Period. It's not about discrediting him. The man literally needs help, and he's crying out for help the way he knows to cry for help, right? Nick Cannon had some tweets on there that had me shook. Like, I don't want to be here anymore. We covered it yesterday. Okay, can we help them? We're his people, right? We're their people, right? Yeah, they're rich and they're famous and they're this and they're that. Can we just help them and talk about them at a later time? Can we just have some and get them some help, or direct them to some place for help, instead of just making fun of them and come on,
and
man.
That's the problem I got. Listen, and it's funny. Shout out to Zoo, man. And Zoo, I wish you could weigh in on this. I wish you had access to Zoom and whatever, because we'll pop you right in. If anybody got access to Zoom and they want to pop right in onto the live feed, onto the live broadcast, we can do that. I'll just send you a link. But Zoo, you more than anybody else, man. You being a comedian, I hope you're still there. I got to ask you this. So how do you feel about a situation happening? I'm a celebrity. Woo's a celebrity. Something happens to him with his personal, whatever the case may be. Something happens with his business or his relationships or whatever like that. And then you see a funny meme a funny meme about it, or somebody going in with a funny meme in this, or somebody put this person's head on that
Right.
person's head, and they making a joke
or a song
out of somebody else's pain,
right
or a song out of somebody else's pain. Now, you're a comedian, so perfect person to ask. How do you process this? How do you deal about it? Or do you participate in what's going on in the camaraderie with the jokes and with the meme? Do you add on to it? I don't know. And I don't know if a lot of people ask this type of question, but I'm curious. And now I'm going to ask y'all as a whole, as the people, why do we enjoy participating in this? Why do we enjoy putting out the crazy memes about somebody else's pain? You know, why do we get excitement from it, or whatever the case may be, or whatever? Or is it okay? Is it okay to make light of the situations? You know, what's right, what's wrong? Or is none of it wrong? Well,
and to add to what you said, when you see powerful black men,
sending you to Zoom now.
When you see powerful black men in powerful positions show true vulnerability and ask for true help, when we have been raised and trained not to show our emotions, that showing our emotions is weakness, that saying you're sorry is weak, all the type of ways in which they train men to be. Is it okay for a rich, strong, powerful black man to make a mistake, to break down, to mess up, and to ask for help? Or, as what I'm seeing, do we just continue to pile on? How many more celebrities do you need to see destroy themselves for your entertainment and for your pleasure before we begin to ask the question, what's going on in this entertainment industry, and why are we continuing to support the destruction of our people for entertainment, male and female? What's going on? We all sit at home with COVID. Let's start asking some questions. That boy needs some help. And I have clowned him from this mic at your station. Oh, yes, I have. Listen, for God's sake, somebody help this man, please.
Yeah, it's crazy out there. I'm sending you the link right now. You can read some comments right now, Wu, or just continue on.
Okay.
Yeah, from the Facebook.
So let's see.
But no, I agree. I agree with you 300%. Sending the Zoom link over because I really want to know, like, what's the mindset? What's the mindset when we clown somebody that's going through some pain right now? And as we bring him in,
and is it acceptable for us to show weakness, even though we have powerful positions in the entertainment industry? I'm sorry, I'm trying to fill up the.
Can't find comments? I'll read some comments.
I'm sorry, sir.
All right, I'm trying to do 8 things, brother.
I know.
All right.
I can't do one. I get it.
Jamal said, we are only human. Everyone needs help. We have to stop that. Tracy Curry said, ask for help and help them. Effed up black value system, point blank. Shout out to Rasul. James Whitfield said, what is help? Medication. What is help? Locked up. What is help? Something spiritual. What is help? Something physical. Facts. Sent the Zoom to you, Zoo. Joel said a cry for help. Hope he gets it and changes the people in his circle. Facts. Trace said Kanye is mentally ill. I never denied that any of my posts about him. No. I just said I responded to your posts. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you went in. He's mentally ill. And a lot of people saying he's not. He's just a clown. Ingrid said he said his wife was trying to bring a doctor to help, and he is publicly rejecting it. Help needs to be pushed on him. Okay, we got Zoo about to come in shortly. Man, I love BKS is just I love y'all here.
Ingrid Judge, he isn't reaching out for help. And what's the real problem? Most people with mental health issues fight people who try to help them.
Yeah.
That was Ingrid Judge.
Yeah.
Mrs. General, he's calling out for help. His recent action shows that.
Zoo, are you in? Hold on. Zoo's trying to come in. Okay. All right. So anyway, while we waiting for Zoo to come in, Zoo Man to come in, listen, bro, I've been debating this for a long time right now. Kanye is, if you can't see that this brother has serious mental issues or he's got problems, we showed you 2 videos yesterday where he just outbursts. His outbursts is crazy. He's saying crazy things at political rallies, whatever. And it's like, as much as I want to support him and applaud him, because I'm still a fan of Kanye. I'm a fan of his musically, but artistically. General, as the person, Kanye, the person, he needs help.
But General, looking back on things, okay, some of those characteristics were there before, and they were lauded and celebrated as being outspoken and unconventional and spontaneous. Did we see those things earlier and really didn't key into them because he's so talented? He creates such great art, right? Going all the way back to, George Bush hates black people, which I agree with. Like, when we go back and look at his entire career, can we see some of those things have occurred? There goes Zoo Man.
There goes Zoo. We got you in there. Just waiting for your audio to kick in. Talk to us, brother.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Zoo Man.
Let's clap.
What up, though?
My dude Zoo.
Respect.
Listen, man, you heard that question, bro. I know it was a loaded question.
Nah, it's not. It's not loaded at all. It's before this year, man, they were already kind of making a ton of tight on comedians about what you could talk about and where you could hold the conversation about truth at. And there is a line that you do have to draw this year. It don't matter what none of the comics was doing last year or how you approached it. This year, scrap all plans. 2020, we got a different plan. That's everything. If you used to get your money from bag, people shooting down every time you turn around. Well, we already got people on Facebook. How are you?
You cutting out a little bit. So your audio a little choppy.
Say that again, Zoo.
Go ahead.
Hear me?
Yeah, say that last statement again.
I was saying, as a comedian, we already got on the Facebook chopping people up daily. How are you different as a professional? You got to do something different, which means a deeper level of thought, deeper level of study on information, get your facts, get information. And after I look at it as a comedian, I'm like, the brothers need help. I said it on air this morning. I said, I don't need help. And this ain't even funny no more.
Yeah, now, I'm glad you said that, because I was able to make out some of what you're saying, and I'll be sending you a new phone this week too, bro, because I love you. But hold on, he getting it together. But based on what you're saying, I got everything you're saying. 2020, a new year with everything we dealing with, we got to change the mindset of how we come at our own people, because we're constantly being attacked by the rest of the world anyway. So we don't need to be attacked by our own people. Now, comedians, it's your job to bring the funny. It's your job to make light out of a serious situation. But compared to what you just said to how Dave Chappelle bought it right after the whole George Floyd situation. You see how Dave bought it. He was raw with it. You got feedback, so you may have to turn, I don't know, whatever you got to turn down in the back or whatever the case may be, but you got some feedback. I think he trying.
And you know, Zoo Man is a professional truth teller. He makes his living telling the truth. And in this climate, the truth is not accepted. You get punished when you tell the truth. That's a comedian's life. Mm-hmm. So for Zoo to have to negotiate the particular climate, Richard Pryor had to, it's. I'm just curious to hear how Zoo approaches his craft now when they just want to shut you up all the time. All the time.
First job is do no harm. For me.
Sounding good now.
For me, it's do no harm. You know, when I first started watching, I was so proud looking at y'all. I'm like, that's what I come from. Grown man business in Jersey. That's
right.
what I'm used to.
Respect.
Right. Respect.
Just having grown men talking conversation about accountability. I've been getting slammed left and right for bringing that up out here sometimes because it turns into a different conversation that I'm not having. I'm not having, again, it's 2020. They've scrapped all of our plans.
Yes, sir.
So if we starting from right here, right now, there's a lot that need to go. We taking the trash out this year.
Yes, sir.
Or else, what are you good for? You know, and that goes for all entertainers. You know, we've been entertained. Thank you. But it's hard times now. What are you made of on the inside?
Indeed.
People want to see that.
Facts.
They want to see what do you do when it's a crisis. We know you can make records and rap. We know you can act. We know you funny. But what are you doing right now while we suffer?
So, Zoo, let me ask you another question. Do you find it difficult as a comedian and as a black man that is accountable, that would like to have the conversation with the world about accountability? Every time we try to do that, the conversation seems to always veer someplace other than, first they say, Zoo, you're not accountable. Zoo be like, I am accountable. Zoo, you're not taking responsibility. Mm-hmm. Okay. There, you're looking at a man that does take responsibility, is mature. Why is it that when mature, responsible men, loving men, powerful men want to begin to talk about accountability with us in our community, our people in particular, always take it to somewhere else? Well, men do it. Zoo curse too much. What, you know what I mean? He wear a baseball cap. He looks like a thug. No. Address.
Right.
Zoo where he is, which is an accountable, responsible, powerful black man. Is that okay? Damn. Can we do that, please? Or we got to keep clowning?
We could do it, but we got to do it in the way that our forebrothers told us. If it's a revolution, if we're going to evolve, because we got to keep ourselves in check or else it's...
Right.
That's what we're doing.
My God.
Exactly.
My God.
We can't have these conversations way out in the public no more. That's what Nick got run up on about. He had a conversation we normally have in our barbershops out on Viacom level. And they were like,
Zoo, what, you afraid to tell the truth? I'm going to tell the truth wherever.
Yeah, hey, knock yourself out on Zuckerberg's platform with that. Go ahead.
Now,
enjoy it. But there's a place where we congregate, where our magic kicks in, when we're standing around each other.
Telling truth.
When we're looking at each other and building in a cipher.
And supporting one another.
That's actual, you want to get metaphysics. That's, you know what I'm saying? When we get around each other, magic kick in.
Facts. Facts. Now,
preach.
All right, so I don't know how often... And again, so if it's a dumb question, just say no. That was a dumb question. But
dumb question.
How often do you put together new material for your act? Do you like set it? Okay, today I'm gonna sit down and write some new material. Is it seasonal? I don't know what. And the reason why I'm saying that, would you incorporate what Kanye is going through in your act?
In the morning, I got fresh jokes daily. They give me a stack of papers. I get this laid in front of me in the morning.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Jokes all over that paper all day. This is every day I get the freshest jokes, and I got to figure out where to do it. So we were talking about Rick Ross is on that song.
Right.
I don't know. It might go from an entanglement to an arraignment to an indictment. Yeah, I mean, anything can happen when you're dealing with the biggest boss.
Right.
Entanglement with August.
So
yeah. So it's a for me it's an everyday thing, and the things that are strong enough where they give me a deeper thought process, I take them and push them to the side. But I also keep all the papers. I got a mountain worth of these that I just call the vault.
Right.
And I can go back and peel through what I wrote a year ago on something and take my perspective different than when people have taken it. Because 3 months in on the topic, everybody's taking that same kind of lean to it.
Right.
I double back, come back 3 months later, see what I wrote 3 months ago.
And build.
Yeah, because it's the original impact point.
Wow. See, okay. I've seen okay. You see a lot of memes about Kanye, about Will and Jada, about Nick Cannon.
Yes.
Now let me go right to Nick Cannon real quick. So you being a comedian, you don't care if somebody comes back and crack on you, or you don't care about the heat you may get from something that you might say or whatever like that, because you're doing your job. Or long as I've known you, if you speak your truth and people have a problem with it, it's like, okay, so what?
Yeah.
Now, why do you think it got Nick to the point?
Ooh, good question.
It got Nick to the point to where as strong as we thought he was, it got him to the point to where he wanted to take his own life.
Because everything that he's done led him to wanting to put his platform up for black people to use. Right? Regardless of the distance of his education. Right? He started someplace, and since creating Wild 'N Out, he put up a platform that some of my friends and also little brothers in the game have been able to upgrade their careers through. Him to want to educate himself about his people somewhere in his life. He just graduated from Howard.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In May.
Yep.
Then he creates a platform called Cannon's Class where he can go have these conversations about what he learned.
Yep.
Literally took a minor in Africana studies. So when he was sharing, I don't think he was trying to deliberately take the whole thing off course. But I think as a journalist, the wrong move, and you didn't let the professor teach.
Okay.
Like Professor Griff has swam these waters already. That's what I'm gonna know if I'm interviewing. So I'm gonna bring the topic up and I'm gonna let him finish it.
Absolutely. I'm glad you said that. And that's how I rock too when I do an interview. You know, sometimes you open up the floor for them to say what they really want to say. You know, you kind of bait. I usually bait the person I'm interviewing into a situation where I can fall back and they can fully express themselves. I get you, bro.
But Norm and Zoo, you sometimes when you get the information that all three of us know, right? Sometimes when you're exposed to that type of truth, it's very powerful, and you just get excited and you want to share it. You know what I mean? Like some of the truths that were spoken are truths that we only speak amongst ourselves. There are things that Zoo knows that he don't talk about. You know what I'm saying? It being in Hollywood. Like there are things that are on the inside and there are things that are on the outside. But now all of a sudden you got this platform, and I agree with Zoo. If you, I listened to Cannon's class, not just the latest interview.
Right.
He's thinking that he just wants to share with his people, and he got so comfortable that he went back to the barbershop, right, and started kicking it like it's just fam. But there was somebody else listening. And
now,
so
when you look at the setup too, bro, look at the setup on the table. You know, the brothers that talk that talk out in the internet are probably building it on their own platforms.
Yes, sir.
Rizla Islam's not connected to a Viacom level.
Yes, sir.
Tariq, she's not compromised with his paper over here about, you know, they building from their own place. They sell their products. They travel. They get their money. They can say what they want. But when you got bags wrapped all around Viacom and bigger platforms, they get touchy when they see you talking to Professor Griff, talking about Farrakhan, talking about annihilation, talking about savages.
Right.
That made them go, wait a minute.
Right.
So
hold on.
So Zoo, if you want to have that type of access, you got to build it on your own. You can't use that large platform that's not your own to propagate that type of message.
He did. Now he did it on his YouTube page, but I think what would have been a good look would have been to have whoever would be the opposing side and let them debate it. They do debates in class.
Respect. There you go.
Yeah, facts, man. It's
in that way, the debate draws out what's real and what's not.
Yes, sir.
Zoo, as always, my dude. I appreciate you bringing light, man, on these subjects, bro, on these topics. Yo, you doing a great thing out there, man. You doing the daggone thing out there in the A, bro, on that radio station. I'll be checking you.
You are the truth, sir. Respect.
No doubt. No doubt. We got a link anyway, man. We got a link anyway. You already know.
Thank you, sir.
Indeed.
All right, my dude. Appreciate you. Peace and blessings.
One love. Appreciate y'all.
No doubt. That was Corey Zooman Miller, man. My dude, yes, always spitting the truth. Just bringing light to some serious subjects right now. We're gonna definitely read some comments. We saw a lot of people had commentary and everything. Let's get to some of those. Hold on, I'm trying to get rid of something. Can you? Oh, you can't go to the comments, sir. You're on punishment, man.
I know.
All right, James Whitfield said, Nick, exhibit bad journalism. Gonna have to agree with you on that. He also said it's not about afraid to tell the truth. It's about not letting your right hand know what your left hand is doing, talking about or thinking. Facts. Art of war, man. Art of war. Barb said he went from a beautiful black queen to two women that were objectified by the world for their bodies, and the way he did it shine a spotlight on the irrationality of his personal life, talking about Kim Kardashian, the Kardashians, and Kanye. Yeah, man. I mean, it's just we have to get in the habit to where we're helping people when we see that they got problems, especially mental problems. You know, instead of attacking. Go ahead.
So General Barb was like, he's always had mental health issues. So, and he has. And as someone that works in mental health, look, I didn't care.
Right.
You see? And when I was singing Step in the Name of Love, I knew what was going on. I didn't care. And so okay. So when we went through the whole R. Kelly fiasco and said, we're going to do better.
Right.
We watched the process in a different fashion, meaning this self-destructive type of action going on, but we were so into not noticing, boy, grandma, what ail you, boy? You better sit your ass down. Don't pay that boy no mind. Sit down. But look, General, he made millions of dollars, and he made the entertainment industry Billions. Now, what you want to ball them up and throw them away? Number two, why is it a failure when Kanye do it, but when Trump do it, he win? Trump do the same, is the same mental problems and issues that he has, and yet he retains his power while we don't retain our power. And when we, I don't know, make a mistake, now I'm not even going to say mistake, when we grow from a position, it's not enough just to read a book, but what does Zoo-Man say? You got to take the point and the counterpoint to grow, to let the truth come out.
Facts.
You read this book, you get excited, you start spouting the truth, right? Let's say some of it's right, some of it's wrong. If anything wrong comes from us, Viacom, cut the show. But take your name of the show and you're no longer allowed. Huh?
But
why can't we grow?
But here's the thing. Here's the problem that I got with people when, okay, there are people that didn't even read his apology, right? Nick's apology when he made it, after he made his remarks and he apologized, whatever, and saying I hurt a whole community and the whole nine, whatever. There are people that didn't even read that. They just went on the attack. There are people, you see how Zoo-Man just broke down?
Yes.
He went to this college, he went to this school, he studied this, whatever like that. What
does that share with his people?
But what does that say? That say that Zoo did his what? Research.
You always say that.
And you know why? Because I always go back to the point of the late great Dick Gregory. When I met him, when I interviewed Dick Gregory, he said black people's biggest problem is that they do not properly do their research. He said that is our biggest problem. He said this to my face, which goes back to a point I made earlier about us posting up nonsense without fact checking it. I see so many old articles, news articles posted up. They don't check the dates. They don't check the credibility of the source or whatever. They don't check where it comes from, right? It's easy now for any one of us right now to make a blog and say something about somebody because we don't like them, right? So we make this blog up, and it looks like a real news article, and it's called such-and-such.com, and such-and-such.com says that.
Yeah, you get on me about that all the time.
Listen, if you drink bleach or you drink disinfectant, whatever, you will be cured of the COVID or whatever. And we'll believe it because it's just on the internet. Because you know why? We do not do our research. Or we believe some medical BS or some medical bullshit, right, that's posted up without fact checking it against credible sources like WebMD or the Mayo Clinic or you know, some credible sources, whatever. We don't fact check things.
So General,
and that's our downfall. That is one of our downfalls. Go ahead.
And on the other side, there's some truths that have been revealed in this American society that are absolutely unbelievable. So on the one hand, you're right. We fall victim to not researching or whatever. On the other hand, there's some truths that this internet covers up. To wit, you big pedophile flying in a jet, abusing women on your own island. This is the truth. Okay, some of us got a hold to that truth, that particular truth, right? Tried to bring it out and we're told, you can't prove that, doesn't make sense. So what I'm saying is, it's really a profitable conversation because we are being attacked on both fashions because as black people, the truth of our existence is unbelievable to certain people. The suffering, the pain, and everything that we go through, people are quick to downplay. On the other hand, we also take information that's false, but that sounds good. Cause General, we want to feel good. Cause we've been feeling so bad as a people for so long. We take some half-baked, pseudo-intellectual, pseudo-religious, pseudo-scientific, and run it up the flagpole and go,
come on.
See?
It's like, listen, I get it. We got to know our history. We got to know where we came from. But a lot of times we get so caught up in that.
Yes.
We forget the now.
Yes.
We forget today.
Yes.
We forget finding solutions for today.
Yes.
And right now. And it's like, man, I'm like, oh, you guys, y'all killing me. Y'all killing
and
me.
General, we spooky too now. We love a good yarn, a good story, a good boogity. We real scary, spooky. So we kind of get caught up into believing things that aren't based in scientific fact.
So now, did anybody see the clip with Nick talking to the rabbi? A lot of people probably didn't.
I saw it. General saw it.
The canon's class thing. He went back to it. He had the turban on again, or whatever the case may be.
Yes, he did.
Whatever, but it was so like when you look at that, you know Nick is not you know he's not a dumb person. You know he's an intelligent human being, just person in general. But nobody takes those jewels from that. Nobody takes any jewels from that because we so quick to want to just shoot. Let's attack. Let's throw them shots. Let's bust them shots at Nick. Let's go at him. Let's go at him because he's not falling in line with how we think.
The agenda.
And how we think. It's okay that we think alike on certain things and we think differently on certain things.
Yes.
Don't make me look at you no different.
No.
And I'm not going to throw you under the bus because you think different. You feel me?
Yes.
So my thing is we have to change our line of thinking. I'm going to run this clip real quick. But y'all tell me what y'all got from this clip. Because maybe I got something different than what I got or what Wu got. So let me get this clip right here ready for y'all. And let me run this.
I made a lot of people mad. Your community mad. I made my community mad by apologizing.
My core question for everybody in our community is he sincere? Is this real?
Do you feel I'm sincere?
At this point, yes.
I believe hate is an energy, and it's very contagious. I don't have a hatred towards any group of people, but specifically Jewish people, because I feel there is such a connection. You know what that common hate for the black community comes from and the Jewish community comes from? White supremacy. The idea of eugenics is still placed on us today in America, and that Hitler adopted.
That's correct.
Came from
America.
To which caused the Holocaust.
And now being used by the Communist Party in China against Muslims.
And I will say this, you don't have to be white to practice the energy of white supremacy. That's evil. That's what you and I hate. I made a lot of people mad. Your community mad? I made my community mad by apologizing.
My core question for everybody in our community is he sincere? Is this real?
Okay. All right.
Woo-wee.
Deep. It was deep.
Woo.
It was deep. The core problem. Do you know what the core problem is? White supremacy.
So,
right? He said that in front of the rabbi.
And the rabbi agreed.
So we still mad at him? Don't we all agree that that's part of the core problem?
General, not only
a big portion.
Not only did the rabbi agree, the Jewish rabbi said that white supremacy was weaponized against Muslims. Now, you want to talk about truth? Let's talk about truth in this whole controversy. God bless that brother because he managed to describe the true problem of this country, which is white supremacy. I say again, it's a disease that inflicts not just white folk, but black folk. General, that will not get traction.
Listen,
that will not get traction.
Did you hear what he said?
Will not get traction.
When you talk about somebody like Candace Owens, right? When you talk about somebody like Candace
Speak your
Owens,
speech, brother.
When you talk about somebody like was it Dr. Ben Carson or
Speak
whatever
your
like
speech. That's right.
They are
traitors, man.
But they are white supremacists.
And they echo the tenets of white supremacy every chance they get.
But see, nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about that. And again, I say this all the time. White supremacy is our enemy. White people have become our ally. There's a difference between the two. You hear the difference?
Yes, sir.
And you see it in the streets now with protests and these young people and everything. That's the enemy. That's the enemy. That's the real enemy. Nobody wants to hear that. Because because we want to blame Nick for this situation. We want to blame Nick. We want to throw things at Nick without looking at the bigger problem. He just broke it down. This is after the fact.
After being attacked from both sides.
This is after the fact. They just broke it down and had a real
conversation,
open, honest conversation and dialogue. And we need to do that a lot more instead of the attacks, man. Stop the attack and just having dialogue. Everybody wants to be. I get it, man. I'm here. I'm here all the time. But at the same time, I know how to listen. I know how to comprehend. I know how to take it all in. And have a discussion that can possibly turn into a solution. We don't look for solutions no more. And we don't.
General,
go ahead.
You know how to listen is important. And we should always strive for the truth. Guess what? This was the truth a long time ago. Black people have tails. See, it's in a book. I wrote it. Look. The earth is flat. See? These are the numbers of planets that are in the galaxy. The law specifically states not only can you not vote, but you're 3/5 of a human being. And you poor little women who you don't even exist, your property. How did these things change? Through conversation and listening. It's not enough.
No, listen, Sam. See, hold up. Because that's what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying, bro. What? People are blaming Nick. Nick's part of the problem, whatever, because we backtrack. I've seen it. I've seen it on multiple posts. You've seen it. You've seen it where they oh, now he going to backtrack. Now he going to backtrack. First he was just now he apologized or whatever like that. He just explained his apology. That's what I'm saying, and that's what I mean by people are blaming Nick.
Oh, I saw the coon sellout.
Yeah. I see a lot, bro. Again, that's me doing research, bro. Yeah, to see how people are out there blaming Nick. This is what kind of led to his contemplating suicide. I'm just saying, do the reason. You could pull up reports and all of that from credible news sources and things that Nick said himself. Where people are blaming him for this and blaming him for that, or whatever the case may be. And this is why they don't take us seriously, because we backtrack, we'll say one thing and then we apologize for it.
No,
whatever.
You didn't.
Yes.
No, you didn't go there. So I expect my open enemy to attack me. I have every expectation. I bathe in white supremacy and racism every single day. But the pain of maybe wanting to take my life is for the people that I love and sacrifice for attack me when I'm trying to figure it out. Black folks ripped Nick Cannon apart. They are still ripping him apart. And even if you go before this latest controversy, go back. I got so much love for him because
listening to the show still ripping him apart. But go ahead.
I know, but this about black people. You such a Nick Cannon fan. You know, a couple of years ago, he was corny. He was illegitimate because he wasn't violent enough. He wasn't street enough. He wasn't negative enough. These are some of the same people that say he's a coon and not keeping it real. If you are an intelligent person, intelligence dictates that there are things that you know and then have to course correct because then you begin to know better.
Nah, Sam, we good. We good. I'm just making. I'm making that clarifying.
No. Sam is the man.
No, that's the dude.
Yeah,
I'm just clarifying because I don't want people to take that out of context. Somebody else will see it and be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure I clarify that myself. No, we good, bro.
Listen, we do not stay the course. We, as black people, when we fall or don't understand, we attack. I ain't talking about white supremacy. I ain't talking about the open enemy. I'm talking about how we do people. And then we take this thing that we have here with the social media and just beat people in submission. Then complain about the fact that when people get something, they don't want to take the reins of leadership. Why? Because when you got money, you got family, you try to make a difference, who is attacking you the worst? Who's criticizing you? Who's making sure that they make a fool of you? Right? Then on the other hand, black people want to say, we need leaders and they need to do this and they need to do that. Look at how we treat ourselves. Look at how, we attack ourselves, but never have the courage to attack our enemy. We are hypercritical about holding one another accountable, but we don't hold our true enemy accountable for anything.
But see, but again, that's the problem. First of all, you know, just like they say with alcoholics, the first step is admitting you have a problem. All right. So the first step with us is knowing who our true enemy is. That's the first step. Let's pinpoint who the enemy is, because a lot of times we think the enemy is each other. I see it in our community. I'm not your enemy. You know what I'm saying? That's why even with the good brother Sam, listen, I'm like, bro, no, listen, I'm just clarifying. Listen, we don't have beef.
No, we don't.
I don't have beef with nobody that
we don't
disagrees with me or agrees with me or took something out of context. I don't have beef. It's just dialogue. We got to learn to just have dialogue and conversation and agree to disagree and all of that. My whole thing is, but a lot of times in the hood, it's like we're each other's enemy, you know, or when it comes between us, we're each other's enemy. I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I don't like you. I don't like you. You got more than me. I got less than you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, can we let's go back on topic and address who the real enemy is. All right, well, you got a rabbi, and listen, I don't think a lot of people will not disagree with the fact that white supremacy is one of the biggest problems
on the planet,
in America, in the planet,
Earth.
in the planet.
That's right.
But it's not. That's saying that it's not attacking white people.
Right.
I'm gonna say that again. Let me say that again for the people in the back that didn't hear that. White supremacy is one of our biggest problems. All right?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean what? What I just say. But it's like it's not an attack on all white people.
And
saying that.
To flip it, there are actually white people that do not practice the tenets of white supremacy.
Facts.
I'm just saying.
Facts.
I'm a coon and I'm a sellout for saying that.
You know
right?
what?
Okay. Come on.
You know what? I spoke to my friend. Shout out to my boy. Right? He lives out of the country now. Is one of my white friends. And you know what he said to me?
What's that?
He said, bruh, I'd love to come on your show one day, whatever like that, because this white privilege is getting out of hand.
Yes. Yeah.
I wasn't even shocked because I know the nature and the character of this person that I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't even shocked that he said that. But the fact that he acknowledges that, it says a lot, man. That everybody don't think the same. And some of our own people want us to make everybody in the world the enemy, the bad guy. You notice that about some of our people? Everybody's the bad guy.
Yes. It's a pathology we suffer from.
Muslims are the bad guy. Christians the bad guy. White people's the bad guy. Asians the bad guy. This is the bad guy. This is the bad guy.
That's why I can't. That's why I don't.
Right. And I'm like, man, are you the bad guy? Like what's up? Like, real talk. It's like real talk, man. Sit down, do a little bit of research. Stop being on the attack all the time. Stop being defensive all the time. Stop thinking, listen, I realized over time in my life that I never can stop learning, right? I'm always going to learn new things. I'm always going to learn points that I thought was right years ago and realize that, damn,
preach, boy.
After doing some research, I wasn't right in how I thought. Because I did some real research. I realized that all people are not like that, or all people don't think like that, man. It's a big ass world. And that's why I tell people, stop closing themselves off to the world and staying in your little corner. Get out there in the world and learn more things about the world. Learn more things about different people. And travel a little bit.
That's right. And, General, to add to what you're saying, you could have stood steadfastly behind an idea, and then you discovered that your idea or what you were propagating was wrong. Then you have the courage to say, hey, what I was saying there was wrong. You a sellout. You a coon. You a hypocrite. You are this, you are that. Intelligence dictates that we have to change. Once the light of new knowledge and new information comes to us, we have to have the courage to express it. Now, black people in particular, Do we get punished when we do that publicly? Yes. Do we get punished when we're on a platform that we don't own? Yes. Do we have a problem in that when you're talking about true capital and true power, we really, for the most part, haven't had that type of action with true money behind it? What do I mean? As soon as they said Black Lives Matter was a thing, it was on the streets. The day before, look, the change happened like this. The day before, you're anti-American, and why don't you shut up? The next day, when the power and the money said it is so, it was so. It was the Redskins on Monday, now it's no Redskins. So we see that we're living in a dispensation when change can occur. Can we let the change occur and stop attacking one another because we went through the process of true maturity and growth? Some of us are so negative and so locked into negativity that all we can do is sprout negativity. That's all we can do.
Everything that comes out your mouth,
toxic
negative.
Male and you negative, blah, 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 blah. You just keep saying the same thing and you never acknowledge that this toxic person could have grown. This racist could have grown. This narcissist or this homophobe was that on Tuesday, but on Wednesday he not. Why? Because God touched him on the shoulder and say, son, you're wrong. Are we allowed to grow?
You ever met, you ever know or met a diehard person with a drug addiction, just a diehard drug addict, right? They used to be a bad drug addict out there in them streets. And then you see them years later and they clean and they got a good job and they're doing the right things and they sober now or just a complete drunk.
Right.
And then you see them years later and they got their life right and they don't drink no more and they cleaned themselves up, changed their whole life around. It's the same thing, man. Everybody, things evolve. Things don't stay the same forever. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they don't. Hopefully they don't. But give people a chance to grow. Give people a chance to change and mature and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
And come to the truth.
Think about it. Think about the person you were 15 years ago, right? Everybody listening. The person you were 15 years ago. Are you that same person? Are you the same person you were 15 years
ago? Brother.
20 years ago?
Brother.
5 years ago.
All I got to do is look back to some of the first shows you let me on. I cringe. I cringe. Because I'm no longer the person that I was, right? And I don't espouse what I used to espouse. And I try to be transparent enough to say, hey, I used to be like this.
Right.
Now I'm like that. Oh, you hypocrite. Oh, you ain't keeping it real. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever,
I got to read this comment from Sam C. Sam said, Mark Twain says travel cures ignorance. Mark Twain says travel cures ignorance. Man.
He done summed up the show.
Man, yes. Shout out to D-Mac. D-Mac says color doesn't dictate good, bad, or ignorance. They exist in every color. But, and then some of us will argue that point.
Yes. There are some people that just...
That will argue that point. And it's like, come on, man, cut it out. Cut it out, man. I walk away, at my age now, at this point in my life now, I walk away from a lot of negativity. When I see that the atmosphere and the energy is just negative, and it's just negative all the time, I walk away from it. I leave it, and it's like, because for my own sanity, for my own well-being, I have to always put myself in a positive place, and I look at life now with, okay, what's the positive spin to this? As bad as COVID is, as bad as this whole coronavirus
thing,
pandemic is, a lot of good came from it.
Yep.
It did.
Yep.
As bad as 9/11 was.
A lot of good came.
As terrible as it was, there's some good that came from it. There's some things we learned from that about humanity and about people, man. It's
and
like
about ourselves.
We got it. We got to change the mindset. Listen, I love everybody listening to the broadcast. Salute.
Wakanda forever.
Yes. As we always say, this show is never about us.
It's always about you.
Because
you are the next best kept secret.
And we love you guys.
See you tomorrow.
Not a damn thing you could do about it, man.
Respect.
Listen, man, I wanted to continue for another half hour.
I know.
But we'll be back.
We'll be back.
We will be back.
Be on time tomorrow.
Peace and blessings to everybody. Share it out for somebody that might missed it. might have missed the show. And yeah, share the link and give it to the people in the back.
Let's keep building.
That may not have heard everything. All right, let's keep building together. Let's keep growing together. Man Cave Morning Show. Tune into the Owl Show tonight with the ladies of Owl. That's Latoya and Queen B. That's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, BKS1 Radio. Check out all the new shows. Check out Beers and Ballheads. Check out the Duality Podcast. That's now on Sundays. Great show. Great new show on BKS. Live in the Cypher tomorrow. Check out Head to Head Hits with the music battles. Check out the Dollhouse tomorrow. That's tomorrow. The Dollhouse with Miss Sage and Smooth Pro and DJ Gary Saline and Sister Too Funky. All right, so a lot popping. Peace and blessings, man. Gotta go. Make
See ya.
the donuts.
One love. It's the Man Cave Morning Show.